You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe and check out the playlist.
I grew up hearing gunshots in the late night. Ghetto bird, police sirens as a mother cries. Just another victim of the Soundbrown genocide. Locals posted locked and loaded, ready to take lives. And when they heard the chieflet, they would duck up out of sight. Like your car when the sundown, it was mission time. You had to stay alert cause bullets always travel blind. We stayed posted, we stayed drinking and we getting high. Marchando down the enemy neighborhood as we ride. Put the hood, put the glica sample, fuck their side. No regrets, but the truth is no peace of mind.
G-File.
Now, right here in the San Fernando Valley, LA County, we have the Peckerwoods gang. Now, the Peckerwoods gang is roughly a large neighborhood that's located in several parts of the San Fernando Valley, including the Antelope Valley, which, you know, the Peckerwoods gangs are different. You know what I mean? Some get along with each other and unite and do business together, but they're just like Hispanic gangs where, they're Peckerwoods at the end, but they have their own groups, right? Their own cliques, their own hoods. But the ones right here seem to be one united, which you have them in Granada Hills, you have them in Silmar, and you also have them in the city of San Fernando, also as well as the city of Canoga. In Canoga, they're located close to the library. They're located on Loma Verde Street. That's where they're located. And then in San Fernando, they're on Tupper Street is where they're located right there. And in Silmar, they're located almost by Hubbard. You know what I mean? That one's called the Silmar Peckerwood family. So the SPF is the name, how they write it. But like I said, they're different, but they seem to be all united, doing business together. Now this neighborhood is more into selling firearms, narcotics, stuff of that nature. Now, I get it that some Peckerwoods are pretty cool with Hispanics, but the ones right here, at least the ones that I have ran into, were racist, and we did have our issues with Hispanic gangs. You know what I mean? There was definitely problems and conflicts. They wouldn't hit you up. It was more like they would just, randomly target Hispanics. You know what I mean? They sometimes do graffiti just to let you know that their presence is around, but it's rarely done. You know what I mean? But it does occur sometimes. So it's not strange to see it. They just do everything exactly like how Hispanic gangs do. You know what I mean? Now they tend to hit up each other like if they're white. Like if you're white, they'll ask you like, where you're from, like that, like as in another white person. But as a Hispanic, they just tend to take off. So these guys are with the business, homie. Don't think just because they're Caucasian that these guys are some chumps, homie. These guys will lay you out, homie. They'll blow your top off. You know what I mean? As you can see, even the reports that I put on here too, that way, people can see these aren't wolf tickets, homie. These individuals be doing real things, you know what I mean? But that's what's up with the Peckerwoods right there in the San Fernando Valley doing their thing. Another neighborhood that we have right here, you have the Coco Boys. The Coco Boys is a pretty well-established Peckerwood gang. So they are Peckerwoods. They do fall under the Peckerwood umbrella. Now, the reason why they're called the Coco Boys is because they're located in Contra Costa County. So Contra Costa County is where they're located. So they just grabbed the CO from both, Contra County. Contra Costa is, pretty much the CEO is why they're called the Coco Boys. And they're a well-established Peckerwood gang. They have a pretty decent size when we're talking about numbers. And these guys are involved, with, drug trafficking, gun sales, do affiliated and do activities with the Aryan Brotherhood. These guys, like I said, homie, well, I'm pretty sure you guys already follow and know that the Aryan Brotherhood is a well-known, established organization that's full of, killers. You know what I mean? Like I said, just because they're white, don't think that these guys are chumps, man. These guys will blow your head off, homie. These guys are not playing, homie. Um, if you think that you could just run up on these guys and think you can do whatever you want, like I said, you have another thing coming to you, man. These guys will knock your head off of your shoulders. Don't ever get it twisted. Like I try to tell people, the streets ain't playing, homie. Regardless of what race you are, they'll knock your plate off. You know what I mean? Like I said, these guys have gotten hit with all kinds of, sweeps as well, by FBI, ATF, law enforcement. Like, I mean, they just don't be raiding up all this shit and routing all these guys up, and they're not doing nothing, It's because these guys are making moves, homie, and, they're a threat, Like I said, these guys are with the business, homie. They be doing their thing right there, representing for theirs, and holding it down right there on Contra Costa. They have their, establishments throughout, that whole area. I was told that they're roughly about more than 150 members. So, like I said, it's a pretty decent size when we're talking about in numbers. And yeah, they definitely be right there representing for theirs and holding it down. You know what I mean? Here's another powerhouse right here that we have in California. You have the Nazi lowriders that are located in several locations throughout California. We're talking about Palmdale, Lancaster, Santa Clarita, Hollywood, Orange County, San Diego. You know what I mean? Just different locations in California. They roughly have a presence of more than 600 members throughout California, and they're all one unit. They move as in one group over here. You know what I mean? Now their initials are the NLR, Nazi lowriders. And these guys are like Hispanics. They will hit you up. They do graffiti. They get their bang on, homie. You know what I mean? Like I said, you see them with the lowriders too, the big old whips, rolling with the strap, long socks, Cortezes. Oh boy, they be getting it on and cracking, homie. You know what I mean? These guys ain't no chumps. Like I said, I don't know where people get the idea that these white people are just these lame ass fools or stuff like that. I think it must be the TV shows and all these rich. I think they confuse the rich for whites, which is two different things. Rich and white are not the same thing. I think that's where they get it confused. But these guys will knock your head off of your shoulders, homie. These guys are some riders. Got a lot of guys that are incarcerated for all kinds of homicides. Like I said, homie, you don't want a piece of these guys, homie. You know what I mean? But that's what's up with the Nazi lowriders, holding it down right there for theirs and representing their fraction. Now, throughout California, you have the skinhead gangs. Now, skinhead gangs and Peckerwood gangs are two different things, because of their beliefs. But skinheads have a big fraction also right here in California, you know what I mean, that have sub gangs, but that fall under the skinhead umbrella, but their own groups is their own gang. I'm gonna be covering right here the ones that are in Hollywood, so the Los Angeles district, and also they're also located in the Outwater area and the San Fernando Valley area, which is the Skinhead Dogs. Now the Skinhead Dogs, skinheads is another group that tends to write a lot. They have a lot of graffiti. You know what I mean? The ones that probably that write the most out of them is the Fighting for Freedom, because they are a skinhead group. These guys, do tag a lot as well. They will go and bash your head. They're known for jumping people and vandalizing and weapon sales, and known for packing weapons. You know what I mean? Like chains, bats, shanks, guns, you know what I mean? Like, they'll get it on and cracking on me if they got to, you know what I mean? You would think that Hispanics and skinheads would clash more than what they actually do. They don't really clash that much. It's more African Americans and skinheads. In our area over here, we tend to clash more with the woods than we actually do with the skinheads. It's a trip like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, the skinheads, they be handling business, homie, known for targeting Crips and Bloods. You know what I mean? Like I said, homie, these guys get it on and popping. For people to think that these guys are just some chumps or some shit like that, nah, homie. These guys, they get it on and popping, homie. They will handle business if they have to. That is just how they get down. You know what I mean? And like I said, now the skinhead dogs over here on this side, within the Outwater, Hollywood, in the San Fernando Valley area, including Palmdale and Lancaster, are roughly, I was told that there were roughly about 600 to 700 members, so which is a large number in itself. But that's including Orange County, a slight portion of Buena Park. So each location probably has like about, I was like roughly like about 80 members or a little bit more than that, which is a large number in a sense, because you would think since it's a white gang that it would be a lot smaller than that. But no, there's actually more than people think that there is. And like I said, if you mess with one of theirs, they will retaliate, you know what I mean? And they will come and bring it just like a black gang or a Hispanic gang will, you know what I mean? But that's what's up with the Skinhead dogs right there representing for theirs. Here we have the PEN1 neighborhood, which stands for Public Enemy Number 1. Was been around since the 80s. Was established right here in Long Beach. Roughly more than about 80 members. So a large white group in a sense. You know what I mean? One of the main reasons why some of the neighborhoods over here in Los Angeles started back in the days, because these guys were tend to pick on the immigrants that were coming over here, with all that racism, whatever, and they banded together to form the street gangs that we see nowadays. These guys are played a role in that happening. You know what I mean? Because this gang was racist. They were, targeting minorities. You know what I mean? But like I said, just because, they're white or whatever, don't think these guys are chumps, man. These guys have a lot of guys that are incarcerated for, doing a lot of big things, you know what I mean? So these guys ain't no chumps. They ain't no suckers, homie, you know what I mean? They be handling business and with the business right there and repping it for theirs. Now, right here, we have the Crazy White Boys. Now, the Crazy White Boys is located in the San Fernando Valley, also in Palmdale and Lancaster, as well as other states in the United States. You know what I mean? The Crazy White Boys, it is one united gang, you know what I mean? Just spread in different locations, so they are a large neighborhood as a whole. Roughly more than 900 members, I was told. So that's already a lot of, a lot of guys. Right here, although in the Lancaster, San Fernando Valley, and Palmdale area, I was told that there are about 150 heads within all three locations. So, roughly a small number. Each location maybe like about 40 heads. So, a small in size. But don't ever get it twisted. These Crazy White Boys will get it on and cracking, homie. They live up to their name. These guys are with the business, homie. So don't ever think that you could just, come and try to think you can have your way with them, man. These guys will get it on and popping, homie, and knock that head off your shoulders. And they representing theirs right there for the Crazy White Boys. Now, this neighborhood falls under the Peckerwoods umbrella. So they are Peckerwoods. But, yeah, they be holding it down right there, repping it for theirs.